Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. We are on the third video for the Lynx. If you want to follow along in the replays and catch up, you can do so in the pinned comments. There's all the reference photos and all that jazz to start with. And if you don't have one of the colors I'm using, you can just Google it and then find one that you have that closely matches it. Or you can totally do something different if you want to. Doesn't matter. But we are doing a Lynx from a reference group I'm on, and I tagged the photographer in the photo that I'm using. And it's a full body. Usually I do more up close shots, so I thought this would be fun to do one that's like full body. We're going to be coming down now and just finishing a little bit of the, I guess, beard area, and then going into the fur. But we're going to be using the indenting tools in certain spots, so I might bring them in first before I forget, because I'm likely to. And it'll be more down around the legs, that kind of idea, but a few little spots in amongst here as well. So that is what we are going to be working on. So we're going to come down the side of the face and come down like this. But like I said, we're going to have some indenting in the way, like along the way. So I'm going to work on that first. I'm going to use the nail indenting tool, which I showed before in one of the prior videos. I'm sure you can find them at the dollar store. They're for like fingernail painting and stuff. Or rock. I think they use them like bigger ones in rock painting, but like river rock painting, but I'm not really sure. I just used the paint pens. So we're gonna start near the bottom. I'm trying to see what you guys can see. I'm just moving my cords back. Okay, so we're going down by the legs here, into this leg that goes into the front leg. There is some stray hairs that fly, kind of stray, so right over into the fur, and it's quite thick, so I'm just coming in and doing some loose fur where I start at the line and kind of wisp my way out. They're not overly long, but they're longer than most of the hair that's on them. And then, let's see here. That was the main area. And then right here in the belly area, hey Chris, right here in the belly area, right below the arm, there is some long hairs that come down there as well. And I just want to be sure, right in here, there's the odd, because of where the sun's catching it, there's the odd stray bright white hair. So I'm just coming in and doing really tiny, tiny, tiny marks in the direction of the fur, right down the leg where I see them stick out, and it's where it's being glared upon by the sun. Hello, you got the little one today? All right, and then here, I'm not going to worry about it here. I still feel like something needs to happen here, but I don't know what I'm going to do yet. That's why I haven't done it, because there's a huge glare that hits the side of the face. Easily go and do nothing with it, and that would be fine, which I may do, because it is a glaringly white area. So how do you kind of capture that? Or you can try to bring it in with like a cool gray, but I don't really want to add extra to it. That's not really necessary either. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start on the back area and come all the way down, and we'll see where we go. So first I'm going to come in and just erase where I sketched in the lines, because I'm not going to probably go the way my sketch went. I'll probably just sort of go my own little way. So I'm just going to work this down lightly, and then I can easily go over it with the colors. This eraser is not doing the job because I pressed it too hard. Okay. Anyways, sorry about the shaking of the desk. Par for the course for now. All right. Okay, so we're just gonna come right down to the rock and then stop. Okay, we're gonna come in with the black as I shake the desk just a bit more. Okay, and then this is where this black line comes in. It's sort of where we're starting. I'm sorry the lighting sucks, but it's kind of how it is. All right. So the black in these areas are not going to be as noticeable because they're being hit by the light. I almost want to do some of these in the violet first. Okay, so I'm getting blue violet and coming in with them first. Just some of them. And then, of course, you're not going to get all the spots exact, and that's more than fine. But if you're going in the direction of the fur and attempting to get these spots, they're going to come in really nice, especially with this blue violet underneath the black. Okay, and then there's another one that's pretty purpley blue in amongst here, so I'm going to do that one too. A lot of them are. It looks weird right now, but it'll look good once I bring the black in. Okay. Just want to see, a lot of them seem to be more along the line right where the light hits it. Kind of shines off the black. And then right here, it's pretty faint, but it is there, and the hair is sort of risen up. So I'm just bringing it in there as well. And then right along the fur line here, actually comes down almost right to the edge. So we're gonna come right down to here. Okay. Now we're gonna come in with the black again and go over it. We just did, which seems counterintuitive, but it's not. You do a light pressure, you'll see that violet kind of shine through, or the blue violet. Okay. And then we're just going to bring in the other markings as well. So again, the main focus is to watch the direction of the fur. So even though you're doing spots, you're kind of going down lightly into those areas and just sort of bringing them up. Okay, so let's start back up here. We've got this mark. We also have a line that comes in like this. Like I said, you don't technically have to do all of these, but it does look nice the more you try to fill it in. As a child, we had a Lynx Siamese male cat named Lenny. Looks familiar to what you're doing today. Ooh, that's cool. I like the name. Where did the name come from? Lenny. I think I've only ever known the name Lenny to be used once, and it was a friend's dad that I grew up with. And he was a mechanic. He's pretty good. He's a pretty good guy. Apparently, I think he ended up cheating on his wife, and then, so maybe not such a good guy, but he's a good dad to grow up around, I guess. Anyways. Okay, I'm just slowly moving in. I'm not doing overly, like the fur's a little bit long on the back, but not overly so. So I'm just sort of a little bit longer than we did on the face, but not much longer, because it's going to denote how long the fur appears by the way you do this. Well, it seems like I'm getting a lot of these already. Let's see. So there's almost like a curve on the back right here. It goes out. And then in here, Okay. Just working our way down. We're just basically blocking in where the colors are going to go right at the moment. And they're going to start getting more brown too as we go. So right along the edge, there's like a light brown. And it might come in with the white first. Well, not white, but the violet. Or the violet, Jesus, the ivory. And just work my way down, going in the direction of the fur, kind of wisping it out. And you're not going to really see it yet until we start bringing in the other colors. There's a lot of violet in amongst those colors. God damn. I thought I was done with it. All right, well, we might be bringing it in again, but for now, it is done for the momento. I say damn just because I didn't bother to sharpen it or anything because I didn't think I'd be using it at all, let alone now, so. All right, and then we're gonna bring it in here because it's crazy light right here where the light's catching it. And then it's pretty light right here as well. It comes down around. And this is just sort of putting base colors down so that way when I lay down the actual colors that are going to be there, then it's going to lay a lighter foundation for it. Okay. There is almost like I want to make this beard a little bit more flickier right here. I come in with the cool gray one and just sort of lengthen this and make it wispy. Gotta do almost like a bob style, which is kind of funny considering it's like a bobcat, but you know, I digress. Okay. So now we're gonna be coming in, it's almost like grays and browns and violets. Which makes me almost wonder I almost want to come in with the warm gray. Let's see what I'm doing. Here's a warm gray one. I'm gonna mix that for a second. I'm gonna come in with the warm gray too, because it's the first one I grabbed. And we're gonna start at the top. And the hair kind of comes out the side of the face here, and then down. And we're literally going to lightly come in and cover all of the surface area. On the back, even over those light areas. For now, we're just doing a light pressure on it. Smaller pencil strokes because we want it to denote the shorter fur. Okay, and it's not going to be overly noticeable yet, and that's good because we just sort of want a nice underlayer to go down under the coat. So that way we have, like, we're kind of building up from lightest to darkest, except for where we have the actual markings or stripes or spots or whatever you want to call them. Okay, and we're just working our way down in the direction of the fur. Okay, and actually come down right in front of that black. I'm going to stop right around the line of that last stripe at the bottom down here. I don't know if you guys can even see it, but it's right below there so that we can work on the legs separately. And then we're just slowly, well, I work pretty fast, but working through the fur because we're just laying down that first initial layer. It's okay if you go a little into the black because we're going to enhance it a little bit more. So if anything, that'll help blend it. When we get closer to the belly area, watch that direction of the fur because it's going to curve inwards quite a bit. If you have like a piece of plastic or something you can lay down, this came with one of my sketchbooks. So I just it's for laying your hand down on so you don't smudge it. So the more I start working upwards, I'm gonna have to do this because I don't want smudging marks all over, which I'm gonna get anyways because I cannot seem to keep my hand off the paper. So don't even worry about bringing a little bit of that violet out because we're actually going to be bringing that out as well in certain spots. So that would be kind of a nice kind of addition to it, I guess. Okay. Now, even though this is a base layer, we're still doing the little tiny pencil strokes because it's sort of setting the tone already in the paper for how we're going to see the other layers as they're being put down. So it still needs to be, you have a little room for error, but you still want it to be in the right direction. Hey, hey. Okay, we're just moving slowly through the fur. Coming up under this weird, I don't know what that is. It's like a mustache beard thing going on. I'm not really sure. Okay. And we're coming down around here. We're just coming to the arm, and then we're gonna stop because the fur is gonna change quite a bit, and I wanna focus on getting the shading in right in this area here that goes down into the belly before I start working on the rest of it. Okay, so we're almost done with the underlayer. I don't know what I got going on down here. Oh, I see. It's like a weird flabby area here. So we're gonna come right down to that line as well, which is basically just where the belly is starting to come out or be exposed, I guess. Sounds like the Lynx is flashing people. Okay. Slowly but surely. There. It gets old real fast after a while sometimes. It's like I need to get that part over. Okay, so we're gonna come in with the blue violet again. And we're gonna go really, 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 really light. Now it actually goes into, this is the belly area. Can you guys see that? Okay. So it goes really light into some markings that are right in here. But see how when we laid that warm gray down, it helps soften that violet blue color, which is good because it's going to be covered by black, but it's going to give that midnight kind of blue tone to it. But we're also going to bring it into areas of the fur where it's not black, and hope to God I don't regret it. But I think we'll be good. Now that we laid this sort of base layer down, it should come in nicely like it did in the other areas. So the nice thing is if you start off with light pressure and build your way up, then erasing things like that aren't going to be an issue. They're going to be annoying, but they're not going to be impossible to do it. Okay, we have some more markings. I'm just going to bring in, and I'm going to bring some brown into some of these areas as well because you can see hints of it because there's a lot of blonde on the body of the cat, which is kind of cool actually. Just watch the fur direction. And that's more Those are more brown colors, so I'm going to leave those. We're just slowly building up each of the layers as we go. So even though it may look a little rough where the black is right now, we're going to blend it all in when we're done. And then we've got in behind the arm here, there is a line of fur that comes down. And the one that comes in here, and right there, a couple spots as well. Okay. So now, if you notice right here in the fur, in the picture, there is quite a bit of violet if you're blowing the picture up to see the fur. So you just want like feather-like pressure, like we did for the nose, just very, very, very gently. And if you're one that's heavy-handed like me, just move your hand farther back on the pencil and you'll automatically start with a lighter pressure. And you can always build up from lighter pressure. You can't do that from a darker one. And it is in here, so I think it's important to catch all these little colors, because this is what's going to make the body pop, all these different highlights and shadows and different colors. Plus, it will help because we're going to have a lot of blondie color around the black, which can make a really muddy looking green. So laying something down like this, even though it's not Caput Mortem Violet, it'll still help kind of take the grossness off of any area that you miss. Like that kind of gets in there, because you're going to have to blend into the two colors a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to be too blocky. So in order to do that, you need something that's going to be laid down that's not going to glare too much with it. And just going extra light. Watch the fur direction. I'm not coming out with it like off the back. I'm just going right along those areas though, right before they go out. Now this area is quite light, so I'm going to leave it alone. I don't see any violet in there. And then in this little section here, there is a little bit right around this guy. And then there's almost like a really light line of white. So that's another thing we're going to have to watch for, are those areas that are really light, and keep them that way. So if we're really paying attention more to the reference photo than we are the guidelines, then that shouldn't be a problem to remember. I say that in hindsight, I'm not going to remember. I'll probably forget, but that is the goal. So we're just working with that blue violet. It really does come into a lot of these spaces, which is kind of neat to bring it in. I'm just going to bring it in lightly around this black that I put it under before, and then just lightly up the side of the belly. And it looks like I'm not really laying any color down at all, but it really does make all the difference in the end. Okay. Just feather-like pressure in those tiny fur-like pencil strokes, just to get that light fur. Okay. Comes down here. And this area is pretty shaded. We still want to get some blonde in there, some violet, and then we'll bring in a gray to kind of darken it up. Okay. And then around here, we're just going up around the shoulders a bit. I know I'm kind of going all over the place and just sort of spot checking for where the violet is. And it kind of pops through more and more the more you look at it. You're like, oh, I got to do this area too. just gonna bring it down here, because here there's gonna be like a, almost like a white gray strip, and I wanna keep that there. And then right about here, it starts coming in again, quite thickly. Not darkly, just in further into the fur, and down the edge of the back. And here it's pretty light. Okay. I like that so far. Just want to see where this big guy is. There's a little bit coming out of that. Some of these are going to have more brownish tones to them, but I can bring them in next. I'm going to use walnut brown as I go through 50 million pencils trying to find it here. May not even be in that area. It should be. It should be. There's a walnut brown right there. Okay. So I'm going to come down where the belly starts. It starts getting really blonde in these areas here. So I left them black and didn't put any violet underneath certain ones of these because they're more of a brown shade. And I could have put them underneath, and you still can when you're adding extra ones, but I'm just gonna come over with the walnut brown, light to medium pressure, and fill those in. Still watching the reference photo. I have it just sort of blown up on my tablet so I can look at it as I go, sort of move it around. Don't need it for every area, but okay. And we're just sort of filling this in a little bit more nicely, so that way when we start bringing in the other colors, they can slowly start blending together. And I'm going to bring in some walnut brown stripes or spots, I guess. I don't know what you call them on this thing. Markings. I'm going to bring some more of them in here along the back. Because they tend to get almost like, it might come in actually with the, oh, what is it called? The burnt sienna. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab the burnt sienna for that. Where are you? Perfect. First shot. All right. So we're just going to come back over where we went in with the walnut brown, because this gives it a little bit more of a red color, which I like, because that's what's kind of showing on the fur. So there's a lot of coolness with the violet, but there's still a lot in the grays, like the bright shiny grays, but there's still a lot of warmth in here as well, especially where it starts to get shaded away from the sun. You start seeing more of the natural colors, because a lot of wildcats, especially, and obviously this isn't a jaguar, but black panthers, jaguars, a lot of times you'll see their spots in the sun, but they do have spots. Really, the only difference between them is location, the size of the muzzle, and how, like, their tail length, how tall they are in the body, and their spots, how recognizable their spots are. Okay, so I'm just going to come down here lightly. So I'm going to bring in, a burnt ochre into the fur. So this is going to be lightened up, but into these darker areas to the belly, I'm going to put in just little spots of this burnt sienna, just lightly along with the fur, and then it'll blend in nicely with the burnt ochre we bring in. It's more or less, the darkest areas of the browns are more or less on the underside, going in towards his center. Just gonna work on those lightly. Okay, I'd like to bring in another black one here. It kind of comes up like this and goes around. So I'm just watching that fur direction. I'll drill it home until I know it myself, but it really is important to pay attention to that stuff. Okay, and I'm just coming down. I think I like that. I might bring just a little bit in here. Okay. We're gonna bring some cream in through there too, and the brown ochre, but that'll help kind of give it some extra depth. Okay. So starting at the very top, looking for those brown ochre spots, which are very, very light, beigey yellow colors, coming off the black, but not running it out, because if we do, then it's just going to make it look gross. Like I said, if not even have a green tinge. And it's not going to go everywhere, so we got to look at the reference photo really closely and gauge roughly where it is. So warmth is, it's going to denote a little bit of shadow and darker colors. Because it is definitely not everywhere. It does act more though as a shadow, which is kind of cool. Okay, and then under this black, so it definitely wants to test my aversion to bringing black close to yellow, but it works. And we're going to come down here. Just do it lightly in amongst here. It's very faint, but it is there. Like when you look at it as a whole, it's actually very, very blonde in amongst this gray. So we're still trying to avoid those light gray spots that are going to bring in that light. But then come in with that brown ochre, just light pencil strokes. Doesn't have to be like feather light, but still light enough that it's not jarring. And if we get it somewhere we don't want, then it can easily be removed too. And we start building it up. Okay, and then right around here, we're going to start bringing that fur inwards towards the burnt sienna. And then right here by the end, it's almost coming right up to the edge of the black. Then it goes into the white again, but right here and right here, it still is there. It goes right up to about here. Okay. And we're just going to come down this belly area. And the fur switches to moving down towards the belly. So if you just slowly start moving in that direction, by the time you get there, see your pencil naturally will go in that new direction, but you kind of have to see it coming so you can start moving your pencil that way. Okay. We're just going lightly through. I'm going to start off with the ivory when I go to come back in. And then I'll, what do you call it? I'll see if I need the cream in there or not. Okay, so just sort of looking in this area a little bit. I really don't think it needs much more than that. It feels like it needs more, but it doesn't. Okay, so I'm going to come in with the ivory first, and I'm just going to test to see in this darker area whether I'm gonna want it or the cream. I think I'm gonna want the cream because the edges of the fur have like a lighter color to them. And then I think I might use the, which I'll do in the cream, but then I think I'll go over the whole thing with the ivory just to blend them in. So these dark areas here, I'm just going in and filling the ends with the cream color. Watching that black. We're just bringing that fur around. And where we hit the burnt sienna markings, you can go right into it. Because it won't affect it, and if anything, it'll just help blend it down more into the tooth of the paper. But the black you want to avoid still. And you're going to hit it in spots, which is okay, but it is going to give it like a greeny tinge, which is not the most pleasant looking thing. Just going in with the cream. Of course, we're going to lay some more darker grays down, maybe even a bit more of, well, I don't really, well, we might need a little bit more of the, whatever that guy's called. A little bit more of the burnt, not burnt sienna, the brown ochre in certain spots, because I'd like to kind of do a little something with it where it looks like it's more layered. Okay. Just working to the end here. Still looks pretty bright there in certain areas, but it's okay. And we're just coming around this black gently, moving our way down and over here. Okay. And we're going to come in with the brown ochre, and we're just going to spot check certain areas. So like where we have the markings, we can do a light layer coming off that and off the little, like off the black. We're just gonna do a light layer, and this is going to bring in some shadow and some shading in there. Some shadow and some layers of the fur. Just going down like that. And it's not going to be really thick or really dark. I'm just doing a little bit more than a lighter pressure. It's just going to help sort of blend these areas in a little bit better. And then we're going to come in with the gray. I'm not going to come back in with the ivory over top of it. I don't think it's really necessary. Hey, yeah, I'm slowly getting through it. We're getting there. We're getting there. We still got quite a bit to do, but this stuff's a little bit less detailed than the face, at least. Okay. We're just going to bring it just up here on the shoulders where it shows, and then there's a little bit more down right around here. I'm just going to go right over that cream, because not only is it disgusting looking, because I hate that color, it is a little bit more shaded, so I have an excuse to get rid of it. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hope you had a good day at work. Or a good night at work, I guess. Okay, we're going to come in with Payne's Gray. And we're going to start to darken up some of these areas. Oh, God. Let's see. Right off of the black. And we're going to start moving them outwards towards doing just light speckling of it in amongst the fur where there isn't the yellow or the brown ochre, or the cream or the brown ochre, I should say. And there's gonna get some of the cream, but the brown ochre is more what I want to avoid the most. Just bring that in, and then I'm gonna watch for those light areas. So right here, and then right here, we're gonna leave alone. There is a line right here I'm gonna bring in. And we're gonna put some lighter grays in front and behind it to blend it in. Could have been worse if I had to start another shift. Ooh, really? Jesus. You're working a lot. Staying busy. I guess so, yeah. It's almost nighttime. Christ, I've been up and I need sleep. I'm surprised I'm even able to do this right now without falling asleep. To be totally honest, I'm not the least bit tired, but I got stuff I need to do and I'm stopping to do this. Okay. I'm gonna bring that in down here. And it starts right about here. It goes right in front of the gray, or right in front of the black. And then I'm gonna avoid this area that I made all yellowy and gross because 12-hour shifts. Oh, dude, that's a lot. That's a lot of work. Plus you got everything else going on, like your music and stuff too. That's crazy. Just working through here. Okay, we're just lightly working our way up and through the fur. And then I'm going to bring some of this down into this yellow, which I'm not looking forward to, but I'm going to. Hello, darling. Welcome in. Nice to see ya. Just gonna bring this down into here. Because it starts to get pretty dark. And ugh, I'm not going to like it. Good afternoon there, darling. Top of the morning to you. All right. Enough of this crazy business. Lindizzle. Okay. So, I need more, I want more dark in there, but I still feel like it needs more of an undercolor. Top of the morning. Okay. I'm gonna go lightly in here, and I think I'm actually gonna come in with black because this is not, it's not capturing it quite the way I'd like. So I might even bring a little bit of, I don't know, maybe dark sepia. Let's see. I have two Chris's that came in my stream today. I just realized that. I'm like, wait a minute. You're the second one. Swear to God, I'm having like hot flashes again. I'm gonna blame it on the lamp and say that the lamp is too hot because I was not having this problem since I had it this morning. Whew. My Lord. Okay. Anyways. I literally just used that. So why did I look at that again? Okay, what did I do? Why do I put stuff away? Just to be like, I need to take it back out again. That's green. We may not want to do that. Okay, I know. I understand. Okay, here we go. This is much better. This is it. This is it. I'm like dying of heat, but we're gonna make it. I have that song Forever Young in my head, and it drives me nuts that we cannot sing, and not that you really want to hear it. But it drives me nuts that we can't sing or play music, because I have it in my head, and I just can't. It's almost impossible for me to not sing something in a god-awful, cat-dying tone of voice. And I miss it. I miss it. That is one thing I liked about a program we used to be on years ago, being able to blast music. I guess you can on TikTok too, but I just don't really like it. Plus, I have everybody I like now off of there, so I don't really... kind of got the best of both worlds. I got the people, not the app. Oh, Chris, if you're still in here, I loved the video that you did for your wife. That was so freaking adorable. I was like, oh my God. It was just so sweet and kind the way you wrote about her and that. It was just darling. It was cute. I love all the pictures of you guys together. It was sweet. It melted my icy heart. It sure did. Right? Putting on the charms for your wifey. Okay. She deserves to be recognized. Damn right. All right. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to come in with the warm gray too over top of that gray just to blend it in, which seems totally monotonous. And it is, but I thoroughly enjoy doing it. So that means you guys have to endure it too if you're doing this with me. Just doing the light pencil strokes, not pressing hard, and just doing them pretty short. The fur's quite a bit longer on the back, but we're still doing decently short lines. Get to see Ashley slowly go crazy as she gets more tired. She puts up with me, and I know it's not easy. Smart man, well said. No, guys aren't that bad. You're weird. Men are weird, but you're not that bad. If anything, you guys are at least amusing at the very least. I have to say, just... You know, I always thought girls are pretty gross, actually. Girls are gross, but in a different way. Boys are, like, weird gross, and girls are, like, icky gross. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Girls are kind of disgusting. They do some pretty dirty-ass shit. Excuse my language, but they really do, and it's like, ew. And boys are just like, huh? Like, I don't know. They're just weird. It makes me laugh, but I guess it makes it okay for me to be a weird shit too, just not a dirty one. Okay. I'm liking that a lot more. That looks a lot better. Sorry, I'm shaking the desk, but I have an itchy leg, so it's par for the course. I need to do something with the ending, that back area that's light, and I don't really like it like that. Okay, I'm gonna come in with the cold gray one into that white area, and then I'll do it right here too. Okay. And then it's not doing what I want. So, what is this? I'm blind. This is a cold gray too, so it's just a tad bit darker. And I'm just sort of loosely doing lines into the area, so it still stays bright, but it's not this boring yellow glob either. All right. Let's see. He's got like, it's like a weird, I don't know how to explain this beard thing going on. And then it comes down the side of the face like a weird sideburns, and I love Lynx, but they've got really weird hair or fur. I don't like calling it hair, but okay. It's just very bizarre. It's like, reminds me of some of the haircuts I've had over the years. It's not cute. It's cute on the Lynx. It was not cute when I did it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna bring this down because I'm being weird about trying to make this look a certain way that it's just not gonna look, because that's not what it looks like. But I need to sing. I need to sing like a dying cat, and it's killing me. Which means that's exactly what I'm going to be doing in about 5 minutes from now, because I'm just about finito for now. What are we at? I can't, it doesn't say how long. Bye. See you later. It doesn't say how long I've been on for. At least not to me, it doesn't. Wonder if it does on the notifications. Facebook. Whoops. That's not what I want. Is there a Facebook thing? Oh no, I don't have Facebook on there. Oh, for God's sakes. I'm sitting here looking for it and I forgot I don't have Facebook on there. All right. I am donezo for now. For now, I have an early morning. So, Miss Lindizzle, if you're still in the room, if you feel like chatting, I'll hit you up. But I gotta make some dinner and yeah, get ready for tomorrow before I conk out. So we got quite a bit done. Face and back are done. Next we'll work on the front legs and the chest going down, and then the back legs, and then the rock. The rock. All right, guys. I shall see you soon. Bye.